to go back and watch it, but you know, those guys were flying around today. You got to give them a lot of credit, just the way they were flying around and playing physical. You know, it seemed like we were keeping up there a little bit, and it was a decent little fight for a quarter and a half, and you know, really the first half. I mean, 24-14. That's, you know, you can't. Not that you're asking for things, but that's playoffs. You know, it's not going to be easy. You're going to be in tough games where you have to battle to the end, and you know, obviously we just came out in the second half and weren't really able to put it together enough.
How difficult is it for this kind of fun, magical ride you run to end the wait?
It's always difficult, man, when you get to this time of the year. Like, I think a lot of times you can view it as, you know, you think from the outside, you think, oh, you get to the playoffs and you get to the wild card round, the divisional round, the AFC Championship game, the Super Bowl. Usually the further you go, the more heartbreak there is, just from my experience. It's a lot of fun along the way, but if you do get beat, it's hard to deal with. You know, I don't want to let everybody in the locker room, but there is part of me that wishes you could see just, you know, how much everybody cares and how much everybody cares about each other, and just what kind of team that was. So yeah, it's definitely a shame the way it went down, and hard to deal with at the moment.
The first interception, were you trying to throw it away?
Yeah, I was trying to throw it away. I mean, taking it back, I could see the guy was getting pressure pretty quickly. I wish I would have just. I knew where he was going to be, Elijah was going to be, so I knew I had a throwaway there. I mean, looking back on it, I wish I threw it at like the lower guy's feet. Kind of thought of that earlier, or just took the sack. To be honest with you, I mean, you know, but you know, obviously when you look at things in hindsight.
Joe, as you went through your 5 games, I mean, there were interceptions, but they didn't seem to affect any game after that Rams game. Were you at all concerned about the rate of interceptions coming into this game?
Listen, you never want to throw those. I do think you have to look at interceptions, you know, as a quarterback and as an offense, as a quarterback group. When you go back and watch the film, you have to look at them for what they are. You know, are they bad decisions? Are they bad throws? Are they just, you know, a happening because it was just something wild happened? So, you know, I think you always have to address those. You don't want to turn the ball over, but you do have to see, like you said, it's just some of the ways some of them have happened. It is what it is. And today, like I said, you're trying to throw a ball away. You're not trying to make a bad decision, but at the end of the day, you have to be able to live with sacks. And I think in that drive, you know, we had overcome a 2nd and long from a holding, and like in the back of your head, you just kind of like, okay, we got over that one. Let's not get back in that position. And you'll almost let your guard down a little bit. And like I said, I think you have to realize that sometimes sacks aren't bad things.
Joe, this is such a magical run. You know, you didn't sign with this team until November. You went the entire offseason, half the season unsigned, get the team into the playoffs, and then for it to end the way that it did, you know, what's your emotions on the magical run and then just the way that this finally ended?
Just like we talked about, I think I was so fortunate to become a part of this team. It's a special group, and I know a lot of people can say that, but it really is. So to be given a chance to do this with those guys, you know, I'm super grateful for it. Listen, this is why we love football. This is why we love NFL playoffs. It's 14 really good football teams, and it's one game. And, you know, unfortunately for us, but just fortunately in just the general sense of everything, there's always a winner and a loser. And today, like I said, unfortunately for us, we were the loser. But that's what we love about this game. There's going to be a winner, there's going to be a loser. And, you know, you have to learn how to deal with it when you're not the guy. And, you know, like I said, everybody's, you know, it was a close group, so you can imagine how they're taking it. But, you know, they're going to hold their heads high because I know who they are.
Joe, just collectively, the two pick sixes back to back, even though you were trying to throw the first one away, you know, just how much of a backbreaker were those?
Well, yeah, obviously. I mean, I don't think there's really much that needs to be said about it. I mean, when you're driving down and you're trying to get back to a 1-score game, and then all of a sudden it's a 3-score game or whatever it ends up being. I mean, the second one's on 4th down. I mean, maybe you can, I thought I'd be able to jam one in there, and that's just a calculated risk at that point. I mean, the first one is the one that like I said, I was talking about.
And that, I'm sorry, the fact it looked like a patient drive was in progress, 3 first downs, and then that was a first down play.
Right.
Were you thinking shot play there? Or?
Yeah, we were taking a shot. We were throwing a shot to Elijah. We were running him on a little pump route up the sideline. So.
Joe, building off Jake's question, just can you discuss a little bit about the pride that you took in taking Cleveland on this ride and how the city embraced you?
Well, it's disappointing the way it ends. I mean, I think when the city embraces you and the team the way they have, you definitely want to, you want to do big things, mostly for your teammates, because those guys, like I said, have been incredible. But it's hard not to feel the way the city rallied around the group of guys in that locker room. So you do. I mean, that's another reason why we love the NFL. It's the fans. And as crazy as they can be, it's what makes the game. And we are, in part, you're not necessarily thinking about it, but that's what it's about. It's about getting these communities excited about, their team. That's what we like to do here. We love NFL, and we like to get excited about teams. So I can't thank the organization, my teammates, the city enough. I mean, it stinks the way it ends, but it was a lot of fun, and I'm grateful for the time that we had.
Joe, do you feel like, if given the opportunity, that you'd like to be back with the Browns and kind of keep this thing going a little bit to make this something?
Listen, I love it here, and we're dealing with so much right now, just going through the emotions of this game, and being so excited to be in this position and now to come up empty. So I think that's where my head is just kind of, trying to soak it all in and let this digest a little bit.
Joe, how much different was Texas defense from the first time you guys played them? Either schematically, what they were able to do. Murray didn't have the kind of game he did last time, obviously.
Yeah, listen, I think they did what they do well. I think they played their defense. I think they, that they seemed a little bit more aggressive. They seemed to be playing a little bit faster. Just, basic things. Whatever it is, whatever you want to say it is, they play with a little bit more confidence, a little bit more speed, a little bit more hunger. They just seem to have a better day. And listen, I thought we kind of weathered the storm there for a little bit, and we had 2 really good drives. And if it was one of those tight games, I felt like we could kind of stay out there and do that. And we just, like I said, the game got away from us, obviously, and we all know why.
Joe, did you get a chance to watch CJ a little bit? And if so, can you just tip your hat to the kind of game that CJ had remembering?
For sure. I mean, we were close to getting to him a couple times in the first half, but he got the ball out, and I thought he did a good job on a handful of throws that he had to make in those situations. And then you also just got to give a lot of credit to the guys he got the ball to. I thought they ran the ball really well today after they got the catch. But yeah, there was a couple plays where I did notice him kind of getting hit in the pocket, and he was able to stand in there and do what he needed to do on those plays. And I think that's the most impressive thing is, not dealing with a clean pocket, and having to make, the 3, 4, 5 plays a game that nobody necessarily looks back on, but they kind of extend the drives.
Joe, this team had been so great at the end of games, set a franchise record with last-minute game-winning drives. How disappointing is it that you didn't have a chance as a team to get it to the last few minutes where you guys have been so great this year?
Yeah, I don't think you ever want that to be the case. Obviously, when you're looking and you're game planning and you're thinking it out in your head. But yeah, that's what these games come down to. So it is a shame that it wasn't just one of those back and forth games and came down to the last possession or last couple minutes of the fourth quarter. It seemed like that was probably going to be the way we were going to win if we were going to win, and it just never happened.
Joe, you took such a prominent leadership role with the team very quickly. Did you have a message for the guys after the game you won?
Man, we were just like I said, it's an emotional group in certain ways, and you just go around. I think we're all just looking at each other right in the eyes and telling each other how much we appreciate each other and how much we love each other and stuff like that. No direct message. The only thing I said was at halftime, like, hey guys, this is how it's supposed to be in these games. It's supposed to be tough. There's no guarantee of coming in here and things are being easy. That's not how it's supposed to be, and that's not how you want it. You want to go through tough times, and you want to prevail and hold your head high, and we just weren't able to do that.
Thanks, Jeff.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Miles.
Yep.
Appreciate it.
Yep.
setting, played probably your worst game of the year as a team.
Yeah, we played poor, and that's something that we have been trying to get away from. Trying to start fast and especially on the road, getting our feet underneath us, as soon as the ball snapped. But I mean, they just played their game better than we played ours. They took advantage of our mistakes, and it's just unfortunate that we had a bad day today.
Myles, you guys have created so much pressure all year. Is there something you can pinpoint as to why you weren't able to do this day?
I mean, he got the ball out on time, and it was a little bit of chips and things like that, but mostly quicks and was given enough time to get it out. I mean, the man was he wasn't too flustered, getting to his spots, being able to slip through and find a gap for him to throw, and when he needed to, escaping out the pocket and making throws downfield. But there was a lot of close plays where we applied pressure, but he made those plays, or he got it out quick enough for us to not be able to make that play.
What do you show you the way he was able to play in his first playoff games?
I mean, he showed the same level of play all year, and I don't think he was absolutely exceptional. I think he played a really good game, but he got the ball to his playmakers, and he made the plays he needed to make. He didn't have to be Superman. Everyone on that team was executing at a very high level, and he just kept the offense on track and put the ball where he needed to be. And we were just a step slow in different positions, and we had to be a little bit better.
Joe, I mean, how about your own game? How do you feel about, how you played? I'm sure you left everything out there on the field, but how did you just feel about your performance?
Not good enough. We didn't win.
I mean, JOK was out there kind of making play after play after play, and you wish that some other people could have stepped up and matched that type of production?
I mean, you have to look at all of the plays and what everyone was doing. It's not always going to be a stat game for everyone, and a matter of are you executing your job and your assignment. You could execute all game and the ball not come your way, or you're not in position to make a play. So it's not just wish other guys could step up. If it was he was called to make the plays, they were trying to take advantage of him or anything that he was doing. He was out there making plays. We also have to make those that come to us.
Myles, how surprised were you that this defense, which you talked about Thursday, having the number one defense, gave up as many big plays as you guys did early?
Just didn't execute. We were out of position and different levels of the defense, and we just gotta go back to our fundamentals. We didn't go back to what we needed to quickly enough. We should have adjusted, got right, from an individual level, and being on the same page communication wise. I think that was what was what was lacking, and it's just a shame.
Do you
Did
find
you-
it shocking? Go ahead.
I was just saying, did Jim keep trying to do stuff differently, or come up with new things to
No.
change what was going on?
No. He said from the beginning he's going to ride with what got us here, and he's not going to change up. There's not going to be any magic call that's going to get us out of anything or get us through anything. And I guess they were just doing things a little bit different that kept us off balance. And I think just the tempo which they were doing it, whether it was running the ball a little bit differently than we had expected, getting the ball out on time, trying to just delay us enough up front to get the ball to their skilled players and make plays. And we have to be able to make plays all across the field, not just up front or not just in the back end. It's all together.
Is it in some ways shocking that you guys have played so well all season long, you're so confident? Is it shocking to put forth an effort like this too?
It's unfortunate.
Where do you guys go from here?
Back to the drawing board. We fought through a whole ton of adversity this year, and this is just another step of it. It's something you got to use as motivation for next year. This is the most painful loss I've had in my career, absolutely, and this is something I'll use every day until we get back to this point next year where we're going to the playoffs and we're making another run again. And I'm going to continue to motivate the guys and inspire the guys to use this to work a little bit harder, train a little bit more, think about what you need to do to get back to this point and never have this feeling again.
Why is this the most
Because we've been through so much to get here, and we had a bad day on the worst time to have a bad day, and we didn't just come this far, like I said, to come this far, and we let ourselves down by not executing like we know we should have. Whether that was offense, defense, special teams, we just came up a little bit short in each phase of the game, and we know that wasn't ourselves. That's what makes it most painful, and they made the plays on every mistake that we made, or at least most of them.
Sorry, why does it specifically hurt more than the division round of Kansas City when you're a little bit deeper in the playoffs?
Kind of just answered that question, but we continue to fight through adversity all year. Guys out, Tackles out, Chubb out, Watson out. I mean, guys all over the field, and we continue to make plays, continue to be stout on defense, continue to find playmakers on offense. Whether it was guys who are tried and true, or guys stepping up and making themselves known. That's why it hurts. With Kansas City, we put everything on the line, and we came up a little bit short, and it sucks. But we were firing all cylinders, and a couple calls either we came short or didn't go our way. This one we got beat. We got outcoached. We were undermanned and outgunned. And at this point, if you look at it from the outside, you're like, well, they just got beat. But you look at it from the inside, you being on the field, and that the game is not that. It wasn't that far. It wasn't that far away from us. It was all about the execution which we had. And speaking as a defensive player, I know we could execute it a lot better. And 3 or 4 plays, backing into either a 7-point game or a 10-point game, and that's why it's as disappointing as it is right now.
Joe Flacco took you guys on a magical run there with, he had such a nice 4-1 streak and everything was wonderful. Do you feel, bad for him that it has to end this way too, where, he's leaving here, feeling like he impacted the game in a way he didn't want to and all that?
I feel bad for everyone who stepped up and, came up short. It's not just, one man. Everyone, came in, with high expectations and high hopes and trying to continue to prove people wrong. And we fell short of what we hoped for and what our goals were. So, feel bad for every person who went out there and gave their all. But I know that I'm also going to continue to tell them to keep their heads high and keep on working, because we have a lot more work to do.
Last one. Execution, but just how much, score, or how different was this offense to defend with C.J. Stroud there compared to just a few weeks ago?
I mean, more elusive. I mean, he was also, just like I said, very composed, getting the ball out on time. Just sliding into different parts of the pocket, moving away from pressure, and just extending plays a little bit longer. And he did a good job, being where he needed to be and making the plays that he needed to.